Tonight, fertility patients and doctors in Alabama anxious to see a new bill signed into law that's meant to shield clinics from costly lawsuits. Under the new law, fertility clinics and companies would not be criminally responsible if an embryo is destroyed, and civil damages are now limited to the cost of one IVF cycle.
We have women who have been waiting for this bill to pass and, in fact, anticipating embryo transfers as soon as tomorrow or Friday.
The bills were fast-tracked by state lawmakers under mounting pressure to course correct after that Alabama Supreme Court decision allowing 3 couples to sue for wrongful death when their frozen embryos were dropped and destroyed at a fertility clinic. Multiple clinics fearing the court ruling would open the door to civil lawsuits abruptly halted all IVF procedures. Some embryo shipping companies also pausing all business in and out of Alabama, sending many patients in the middle of fertility treatments to call on lawmakers to do something. But the new bill does nothing to address the underlying reasoning of the court decision, equating frozen embryos to children.
We're not addressing the core central issue. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a hemorrhaging wound when we're talking about refusing to address the actual constitutional crisis that we have created.
Megan Coles, whose surrogate had an embryo transfer canceled last month, cautiously optimistic about this new law, even if only a temporary fix.
This has been probably the worst 2 weeks of our lives. We were devastated, and then we've heard about this legislation, and so then we became hopeful again. It's been an up and down roller coaster.
And Laura, it sounds like these treatments could resume pretty quickly.
That's right, Lester. It all depends, though, on how fast the governor signs this into law. The clinics have told us they are prepared to restart treatments very quickly, even with all of these outstanding legal questions, Lester.
All right. Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.